Hello everyone and welcome back to Midnight Horror. I know many of you use these videos to fall asleep, so before you drift off, I'd love it if you could leave a comment letting me know where you're listening from around the world. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the episode story. Let's get started. I never planned to live in my grandmother's house, but after she passed away, the family decided to leave the small cottage to me. I had just lost my job and needed a quiet place to clear my head, so I moved in. It was a peaceful little house in the countryside, far away from traffic, people, and noise. The kind of quiet you don't get in the city. The first night I spent there, it rained. I remember lying in bed listening to the soft sound of raindrops hitting the roof. It was peaceful at first, until I heard something else. A soft, faint whisper. At first, I thought it was my imagination. I had been stressed lately and wasn't sleeping well, but the whisper didn't go away. It was very quiet, like a breath in the wind. I couldn't tell what it was saying, but it sounded like a voice. I sat up in bed, heart beating a little faster. I turned on the lamp beside me and looked around the room. Nothing. The house was still. I went back to sleep thinking it was just the sound of rain and my tired mind playing tricks on me. But the next night, it happened again. Same time, same soft rain, same whisper. Only this time, I could hear it a little clearer. It was calling a name. At first I thought it wasn't mine, but then I heard it again, clearer this time. Daniel. That's my name. Now I was scared. I got up, checked the windows, the doors, even under the bed. Everything was locked. I told myself again that it must be stress, or maybe the sound of the wind. But deep down, I knew it wasn't the wind. It kept happening every night after that. Always when it rained, always soft, always calling my name. I didn't tell anyone. Who would believe me? A whisper in the rain. It sounded crazy, but I wasn't imagining it. I know I wasn't. One night, I decided to record it with my phone. I placed the phone near my bed and hit record. The whisper came, just like before. The next morning, I played back the recording, and there it was. A voice, whispering my name, again and again. It was slow, sad, and soft, but clear. I felt cold all over. Now I knew I wasn't going crazy. That evening, I remembered something. When I was a kid, I used to visit this house. My grandmother would tell me never to go into the attic. She said it was dangerous, that it wasn't safe. As a kid, I never asked questions. But now, I started wondering what she meant. I had never gone up there before. The attic was in the hallway with a small wooden ladder that pulled down. That night, after hearing the whisper again, I stood under the attic door and pulled the ladder down. It creaked loudly. My hands were shaking. I climbed slowly, step by step. The attic was dusty and dark. I used my flashlight to look around. Boxes, old clothes, an old broken mirror, and then a wooden rocking chair. It was rocking, all by itself. There was no wind, no windows open, no fan, nothing. But that chair was moving slowly back and forth. Then I heard it. "Don't leave me alone again." The voice came from behind me. I turned quickly. Nothing was there. But I didn't run. I couldn't. Something held me there. Not fear, not courage, something else, like the voice didn't want to hurt me. It just didn't want to be alone. I whispered back, "Who are you?" No answer. Just silence. And then the chair stopped moving. I backed down the ladder slowly and went back to my room. That night, I didn't sleep much. But from that day on, things changed. The whisper still came, but it didn't scare me anymore. It almost felt familiar. Like someone trying to talk to me, someone trapped between here and somewhere else. I started leaving the attic door open. I'd sit at the bottom of the ladder during the rain and just listen. The voice didn't say much. Sometimes it would just call my name. Sometimes it whispered things like, "I remember," or "I'm still here." It was sad, but peaceful. One night I asked my aunt about the house. I didn't tell her everything, just said I was curious. She told me something that made everything make sense. Before I was born, my grandmother had a son, an older brother I never knew. He died young, in this house. He had gotten sick, and during a storm, he passed away, in the attic. She never spoke about it again. I was speechless. Was the voice his? Was he still there, waiting? Since then, I haven't been afraid. I don't tell people this story often. Most wouldn't believe me. But every time it rains, I still hear him, still whispering, still there. And I always whisper back, I'm here. You're not alone. After learning about my uncle, the boy who died in the attic, something inside me shifted. I didn't just hear a ghost anymore. I heard family. I heard someone who was part of me. Maybe that's why I wasn't afraid. Maybe that's why I stayed. The rainy nights became a kind of routine. I'd sit by the attic stairs, sometimes reading, sometimes just listening. The whisper never changed much. Some nights it was just my name. Other nights I'd hear, "It's cold," or "I miss her." I knew he was talking about Grandma. And I think maybe she used to talk to him too. Maybe that's why she told us never to go up there. Not because she was scared of him, but because she wanted to protect him, or maybe protect us from knowing. One night I decided to do something I hadn't done before. I took a chair and sat up in the attic, right across from the old rocking chair. I spoke out loud. "I know you're here," I said gently. "I'm not leaving you." The attic was still. Then the chair across from me began to rock again, slow, steady. And for the first time, I didn't hear a whisper. I heard a voice, quiet, young, a little boy's voice. "Thank you." That was all. Just 2 words. But it felt like the weight of years lifted off the air in that room. I cried that night. I don't know why exactly. Maybe it was relief. Maybe I felt like I had finally helped someone who had waited far too long to be seen, to be heard. Since that night, the whisper hasn't come back. The attic is quiet now. The rocking chair no longer moves. It's just a room again. But something tells me he's finally at peace. Maybe he was waiting for someone to remember him, to hear him. Maybe all he needed was one last conversation, a promise that he wasn't forgotten. Even now, when it rains, I still sit by the attic door sometimes, just in case. Not because I'm waiting for the whisper, but because it reminds me that even the things we fear often just want to be loved. So if you ever move into an old house and you hear a voice in the night, don't run. Sometimes a whisper in the dark is just someone who waited too long for someone to listen. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more relaxing and scary bedtime stories. Your support means a lot and helps us keep creating more for you. Sweet dreams, and stay safe.